I think we are almost good to go. There we go. All right. So, welcome everybody. Another live trading room here with the Trading Pit and Lachlan here with us, who's going to help us out, lead the live trading room today. Everyone, please take notes. If you want to ask any questions here in the chat, feel free. You're gonna learn a lot today in the live trading room as every Thursday. So I'm not gonna chat too much. I'm going to let you get started, enjoy the session today, and I'll come back towards the end to say hi again.
Perfect. All right. Hi, guys and girls. Here, Alan. Thank you. TTP. Thank you. Now we're just all of our sound check started, making sure that our internet is working properly. All right. Now here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. That'll be our first port of call. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Now I'm going to also grab some microphones straight up. Guys, the markets today are very angry. Very angry. So we are going to have to tread. Everyone. G'day. We're going to have to tread very, very carefully today, guys and girls, but that's okay. We're very good at this. This is not our first rodeo. Having done this since 2012, may I suggest that again today the markets are very angry. So let's see how we go. So welcome, ladies and gents. We'll go through our slides first. The reason being is there'll be a lot of briefing points today on what the market is and is not doing. So welcome, guys and girls, to the LTR. We're going to be doing the European Open today. Key point with the European Open is this is a trial of the LTR capability. Now we run this live trading room 5 days a week. Very, very thankful to TTP for allowing us, guys, to profile what we do. Now, that being said, ladies and gents, we've also got the US Close live trading room. That's actually going very, very quickly. US Close is a very, very popular trading session. The volatility as in the US Close and the volatility in the volume are just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that being said, guys and girls, today we're going to be trading futures, guys, and some of you will be trading CFDs. Now, please be advised, guys, that some of the strictest compliance rules in Australia, I should say, in the world belong in Australia, the US, the UK, and Singapore. So we're going to be covering all of those today. First thing I do need to mention, ladies and gents, is that we are going to be trading futures and CFDs. Now, what does that ultimately mean, ladies and gents? It ultimately means that we are going to be trading up and down. There's two risks, obviously. We can make money and we can also lose money. Another point I want to say with that, ladies and gents, is we're going to be trading on margin. So hello, everybody who's saying hello. As we will be trading on margin. What does that mean? We're going to be borrowing a little bit of money each time we take a trade. Whereas that has two potentials. We've got the potential of making a lot of money very quickly. We've also got the potential of losing that money very quickly. So you will find today, ladies and gents, we are professional risk controllers. Now that does mean, as I will be making suggestions about your RCP or your risk control point. As now, again, the risk control point is not your stop loss. So I will identify as what I would suggest is a really, really good stop loss position. Also a really, really good take profit position. Also a really, really good risk control. As I said, ladies and gents, again, in my humble opinion, the markets are very angry today. Again, that makes them a lot of fun to trade. Makes them a lot of fun to trade. It means Fibonacci becomes really good fun. Pivots become really good fun, but we're just going to have to watch the risk. We've got to keep a very, very close eye on the risk. I'll go through that. I'll go through that as we need to. Now, guys, another what we call CCN or customer caution notice. Guys, everything we're doing in the presentation only today is general information only. Guys, what we're ultimately doing in the live trading room, there are two kind of different live trading rooms out there in the world. There's a live trading room that just calls the signals for you and doesn't actually explain why they're doing what they're doing. And then there's our live trading room where we actually say, you know what, if the market does this, we're going to do that. And this is how we're going to respond. So the goal of the live trading room is more to provide live commentary on what the market is likely to do. So if you agree with what the market is likely to do, you can enter the trade as I seek to enter the trade. Now, we do have a number of indicators that tell us when to get out of the market. Sure, they are basically all designed, designed to actually enhance the educational experience that the live trading room offers. So again, hello everybody as we log in. Now, as I do need to mention the past performance of the financial products. So obviously, we're Samurai as an educator. Again, we're not allowed to talk about past performance anymore. We used to be able to. Suffice to say, the fund police came in and said, no one's allowed to use past performance as an indication of future performance. However, guys, statistically, this European Open session is a very, very good session to trade. It normally results in around about 10 to 12 really good trades. The volume today was just under 40,000, so probably 10 to 12 trades is what we're looking at, and normally we do very, very well out of those trades. Now, one thing I do need to also mention, ladies and gents, now we've covered past performances, market risk factors. So again, because we are trading over the internet, there's lots of variables out there in the world, from internet speed to wireless to not wireless to everything else in the world. I'm going to do my best to guide you as per the Samurai education strategies. I'll do my best to guide you in and out of the market as best as possible. There's obviously no guarantee that you can get filled where I want to get filled. Flip side being is you might actually get filled at a better price than what I'm suggesting. So you might actually make more money. Suffice to say, that is just one of the variables we deal with as professional traders. Now, my history very quickly, ladies and gents. I discovered futures trading in August 2007. I started my first trading school in August 2009. I've basically been a full-time educator, full-time trader since 2009. Prior to that, I was in the regular Australian Regular Army, spent 15 years in the Army, 5 years in the Army Cadets before that. So basically around about 20 years worth of military training. I've got a very, very straight way of presenting, so I'll call a spade a spade. I hope you don't mind. We used to have an Army expression, which was no fluff and bubbles. There won't be any fluff and bubbles today, let me tell you. We are here, guys and girls, as professional traders. We're here to make as much money as we possibly can in the shortest possible time. It's literally what I've been doing since August 09. One of the reasons, guys, I do get asked quite often, why did I open a trading school? Guys, I opened a trading school in Australia because I literally couldn't find any decent trading schools to work with. Again, to this day, as I'm not a fan of Forex, I'm not a fan of CFD trading, primarily because of the potential for broker interference. Long story short, I'm a futures trader, and guys, I started the trading school because there wasn't a good one. And suffice to say, here we are. Now, guys and girls, again, we're going to be using basically 10 signals today. I'm going to focus very heavily on the things over there in the red words. Right? So you've got CSA, stands for candlestick analysis. We are going to be using two forms of delta today. So there's a delta V1 and also delta V2. Guys, they're effectively, for the use of a better word, they're AI generated indicators for us. They generate the signals for us. As we're basically hunting institutional orders in the market. We're very good at it. As I left the Army, I was trained in an institution how to trade. They're actually very, very easy to trade. Very easy to hunt, I should say, as futures traders. Now, all the way down the bottom, ladies and gents, we will be using the ratio of the candles, and we're talking about static versus dynamic entry. So a dynamic entry is when you don't wait for a candle to close before you make a decision on its personality. As a static trader will wait for the candle to close and then make a decision on the personality of that candle. Guys, typically, again, my humble observation, static traders tend to trade with a higher success rate than dynamic traders until the dynamic traders get very good. And then we're basically both sitting around about the 92.5 to 93% strike rate. Now, we will be using, guys, what we call an ABC pattern. We'll also be marking stair step because they are both very, very powerful filters as to what is likely to go on in the market. Now, as we do have a mantra that we've been following literally since August 2009, guys, that is let the market do the heavy lifting. So what we're going to do is today we're going to let the market generate the signal for us. Guys, the market will also tell us exactly where to put our stop loss, where to put our target, when to control our risk, and how long to stay in the trade for. Now, I was asked a great question recently, and that is, again, guys and girls, on trade duration. I'm just watching these markets start to move around here. On trade duration, I was actually asked a question, Lockie, How long can I stay in a trade in order to maximize the profit? And again, a great little lesson for everybody. Your profit maximization on any trade, guys, will ultimately be defined by the chart, or the largest chart where you can find a matching signal. So at the moment, guys, as some of the traders have already commented, it looks like we may be picking up matching 60-minute chart trades, matching 60-minute chart trades short on the US indexes. So if that is indeed the case, guys, if that is indeed the case, we may be looking at a day, guys. We've had a completely banshee rise on the European Open. The market has just bought to the high side and flown to the high side. So the European markets are all in record highs. If they can't hold those record highs, as we do have a number of really key price levels to the downside that we might be moving towards. Now, the screens as we log into the LTR, effectively the S&P 500 down the bottom left-hand corner, incredible chart to trade. Again, that's a really good reference chart also for the NASDAQ. Okay, over there on the right-hand side, you've got the FESX. That's the reference chart for the entire European Open session. So again, if you want to try and measure whether you're in a really, really high quality trading room, guys and girls, you want to make sure that they're watching the biggest markets in the world at this time, which is the FESX. Top right-hand corner is the FDAX, guys. Really, really incredible market to trade. Today, we're going to have to be very careful, guys. It's literally just taken off like a banshee. So we're going to have to wait for what we refer to as a dual chart confirmation. We'll need to make sure that both European markets are going to reverse before we decide to reverse that one. I think it's going to be a pivot-based reversal that'll finally catch them out. Now, I was moving on from that. This is the European Open. Typically, guys, just to give you some stats, we typically pick up 12 to 15 trades across the session. They're quite good fun. I'm going to be talking about short and long range targets. Generally, it's the more experienced traders that go for the longer range targets. Why is that? They've simply got to be in the trade for longer. So they must have actually built a really, really key amount of trust in what they're doing. Guys, trusting what you're doing is the key to long-range target trading. So if you see some big targets today, as Ahmed's just put in the chat there, 21, 31, 41 on the NASDAQ. So he's reversing off the 60-minute chart 76s. Again, you will see some profit in there today. I would apply the zero comparison principle with that one. Don't get angry at the people making a lot of money. I'd be asking questions like, wow, what are you actually doing in order to make that money? I think it's a probably smarter question. Now, as if you are going to be chasing longer range targets, I do suggest split targets, I should say. So that means we get in with an early first target, then we control our risk once that target hit, and then we let the profit run as far as we possibly can. As in letting the profit run is going to be a factor of time. Okay, so time in trade. Now we know about the risk control point, guys. We will be aiming for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio on every trade when we take it. As understanding, please, that is not the key to success in trading. As the key to success in trading, having done it now full time since 2009. Guys, the key to success in trading is modifying the risk to reward ratio on the run. Guys, so again, short target, quite quickly, reduce your risk, and we're going to try and make as much money as we can, guys, depending on which way the market moves. Guys, in comparison, the US close LTR, guys, is actually our fastest growing live trading room. Guys, it had 4 traders when it started. It hit 30 yesterday, so it's growing quite quickly. As they normally pick up between 7 and 20 trades, they only look at 2 markets. We look at 4. The markets do move far faster. There's a far greater profit potential in the US close, guys, but there's also far greater risk. Okay, so with volatility comes opportunity and also comes risk. Now, at this stage, ladies and gents, a couple of European Open specifics. We are going to be going for profit first and then education second. So please do save your questions for the last 15 minutes. A number of the traders, guys, have been trading with me for up to 12 years. So therefore, you will see some really, really good little profits posted in the LTR today. And then, guys, there's some big contracts. There's some big contract traders out there as well. Guys, our biggest trader at the moment, just to quantify, our biggest traders on 50 contracts. I've got some traders that are not in the LTR today that I've trained up to the 200 contract mark. So just be aware that there's some big boys and girls out there, and they're doing effectively what we do, which is very exciting. As we do run it over a 90% strike rate. So again, I'll try and do that again today. And guys, I put a video on YouTube every day. Here are the highlights out of the LTR. Now, guys and girls, if you're feeling charitable, I'm on a mission, guys, at a personal mission to get that YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers. I literally checked just before I came here. I've only got 40 to go, literally 40. So if you are feeling a bit charitable, guys, if you do want to subscribe, we do put a video up every day. which keeps me out of mischief, let me tell you. So Petros, you've done 93 ticks in the NQ. I will have an early night tonight. Mate, it's very, very exciting that you're actually logging out of the LTR before the LTR's officially started, which is very good. Now, with all of that said, ladies and gents, personal considerations, if I can. If you're brand new to trading, please watch, listen, and learn. Guys, we do this every week on a Thursday for TTP. Guys, we also do it Monday to Friday, guys, for Samurai. If you are an experienced trader, guys, and you agree with the trade, then please do take it. Guys, we're going to try and maximize the risk. Maximize the profit, I should say, in every trade. Please note, guys, all the way down the bottom, guys, if the trade does require too much risk, all right, so if the trade does require too much risk, please don't take the trade. We call it getting romance. So please don't be romanced into a trade that you're ultimately not allowed to take. Now, guys, for those that love doing a bit of research, guys, again, our YouTube is literally Samurai Day Trading, very easy to find. Our Instagram is I Love Trading, so I.love.trading, very, very easy to find because I literally love trading. There's no question about that. Guys, and I've just written a book. A lot of people ask me the question, Lockie, why do you trade futures as opposed to anything else? Guys, I've written a book called Brokers Exposed. It is available, guys, from Samurai. So if you want to have a quick read as to why we do what we do, guys, that Brokers Exposed book basically sums up the last 14 or 15 years worth of trading experience, guys, and puts it into a book. Okay, let's go to the live trading room. Guys, I'm going to shrink some applications in the background. So we'll head off to the live trading room. I'll just do a sweep. Guys, let me just do a sweep for microphones. Guys, a little bit of an FYI. Guys, a bit of an FYI. We had around about 12 countries, guys, represented in our live trading room session last week. It'd be really, really awesome, guys, to be heading up around about the 20 country mark. So let's see how far we can spread the word globally, guys and girls. It could actually be quite good fun. I'm just sweeping, guys. I'm just sweeping the microphones. I'm looking for a number of very, very key traders. Nice. Okay, Louis, your mic is on.
G'day, everyone.
Your mic is on. Now, ladies and gents, I did note, I was watching last week's YouTube video and I noted actually that my little camera was actually sitting over the top of the FTAX chart. So what I'm going to be doing today, guys, as we come into the actual live session is I'll turn off my camera for the live session so we can focus solely on the charts. Now, again, as we roll in, let me put that little camera over there for the moment. As we roll into the open, a couple of really, really key points, guys, that I would like to raise. So again, we'll go over here to the European markets and we'll see what these guys are up to. So first and foremost, as the European traders, obviously the FTAX has taken off like an absolutely crazy banshee to the high side here. Now, traditionally and mathematically, guys, the FTAX is going to try and go all the way back down here. Now, if they do that, guys, effectively this attempt by the FTAX to break into all-time highs, so that is the 2025 high, guys, it's the highest that these guys have ever been. Guys, it is the 2025 high. The key with the 2025 high is that's as high as they've ever been. And what I want to do is make sure that if they can't hold that high, guys, we're likely to retrace back into, back into a slightly more sane level of trading. Now, I do want to draw, if I can, guys and girls, the FTAX traders' attention to the R1, okay, because naturally we would normally be selling under resistance level 1 and moving the market down. As we're going to have to be really, really careful on the FTAX Open today, guys, how we actually play with this. It is setting up some really key reversals. Guys, there's no doubt about that. The one that I would keep my eye on, very, very much so, double check. Okay, so that is those two deltas, guys. So you see that little red diamond at the bottom of the screen there. That is a very, very powerful sell entry once the market is opened, not now. Okay. And that is also a static bar reversal. So there's two kind of reversal patterns that are setting up already. Damsey, how are you? I hope you are well. As I'm just going to go and grab Damsey's microphone. Now, again, further on that, ladies and gents, the S&P volume. So when we came into the session as a barometer as to how aggressive the market's going to be, the S&P volume is actually very, very low. So one of the reasons why the S&P volume is so low is we've got very, very high impact US news at 10:30 p.m. Tokyo time tonight. What does that ultimately mean is the European market may try and go by itself. Now, the FESX, this little market down here in the bottom right-hand corner, That is the largest market in the world at this time of the day. As if it decides it's going to go down, it's going to drag everybody with it, right? So what's going to become really, really important, what will become really, really important today, guys, is actual Fibonacci's on the FESX as a kind of barometer as to what they're thinking about doing. Okay, no question about that. Okay, now back over to, guys, now this is a little bit late. As I was talking to Arlen, guys, I start this preparation around about an hour before I even get on the microphone. Guys, there are amazing shorts setting up here. There's an incredible 60-minute chart short that has obviously gone and triggered already. There's a 4-hour short, which is triggered already. Now, if we are in 4-hour shorts, the 4-hour short, guys, on NASDAQ is very impressive. The S&P 500 is less impressive, but still very, very strong, right? So what it means, guys, is we're going to be looking effectively for dual pivot reversals. So for the American-based traders, what we want is we want both American markets to sell down and fail at the same spot. Okay, so straight away as I look at that, I've got my NASDAQ here failing at the very, very deep Fibonacci's. That is a 15-minute chart Fibonacci. Now, interesting point, I don't have a matching 15-minute chart Fibonacci for the S&P 500. As I've only got 30-minute fibs. In fact, I do have a matching fib. Let me just move that up. Okay, so in terms of the markets agreeing with each other, guys and girls, we want the S&P to agree with the NASDAQ, and we want the FESX to agree with the, so FTX with the, we want the FTX to agree with the FESX. Now, for the American-based traders, let me show you, guys, where this construct is coming from, because they are, okay, they are very angry, right? They're very angry. Now, I don't mind that, guys and girls, because what I do want the European markets to do. I would love for the European markets, again, to move back down around their open, or a little bit further. A little bit further would be fantastic. As the reason being is quite often when the FDAX gets stuck up here like this, it becomes really, really difficult to trade very well. Now, it means we'll pick up 2 or 3 really, really good trades, which is wonderful, but I'd like to pick up around about 5 or 6. So to a degree, I would love the FDAX to return to a degree of normal, if you will. Now, again, these are Fibonacci retracements, ladies and gents. They're always drawn from left to right. They're always drawn up to catch them on the way down. At this point in time, you can see the NASDAQ, guys, is tinkering around here. There will be another factor, guys, will become really, really important today for all of the markets, and that will be Fibonacci extensions. Right? So if this market is actually fatigued its move, right, so I'm going to put a Fibonacci extension on. Typically, these guys are famous. Excuse me, they're famous for going to the 133, 141.4. Volatility is actually starting to get quite high now, so they're pushing down. You can see this little, it's almost like a Fibonacci sandwich. Can you guys see they're getting stuck between the 88.6, the 90, and also this 200 extension running through here. So this would indicate, guys, that both of the US markets, again, they're in lovely, lovely sells. There's no question about that. Both of the US markets would appear at this stage, guys, to be oversold, right, for our time frame. All right, so they look to be a little bit oversold. That means they're probably going to try and buy back. Now, again, with around about, let's say, 7 minutes until the market opens, I wouldn't be taking a trade at this point in time, guys, because the US traders are probably looking over there on the right-hand side saying, hey, FESX, what are you thinking about doing? Now, key point, guys and girls, let me just fix that Fibonacci on S&P. It's slightly off. Okay, that is a better Fibonacci right there. If we do move, guys, if we do move beyond the 100%, so if we do move beyond this Fibonacci retracement here, guys, and the S&P decides to go on an absolutely hell-bent sell to the downside, all it means is we're going to have to go to larger chart Fibonacci's in order to find that failure point. Right? At this point in time, they appear to be pretty cranky. And again, as the NASDAQ may actually be trying to explore whether it can get back inside yesterday's high. Now, Again, not that it's an early warning system, guys, but if the FDAX decided to get back into yesterday's high, it's all the way down the bottom of the jar here, okay, which is a long way down right now. Then, of course, the Nasdaq may be about to expire my Fibonacci, right? So the 15-minute chart Fibonacci, guys, may be failing, okay, may be failing, and that's fine. All I'm going to do, guys, is move the 15-minute chart Fibonacci to a 30-minute chart Fibonacci to try and get a slightly larger perspective on what they may be doing. For those that are short from the top of the jar, do I have Louis short? Louis is short. So Louis, well done. 271 ticks short times 2 contracts on the Nasdaq. 271. Guys and girls, that's brilliant. All right, so let's call it 270 for easy maths times $5 times 2 contracts. Right, that's not a bad short. All right, 2,700, Louis. So well done, mate. That is incredible. And ladies and gents, as I said to Arlen when we came in today, the markets are angry. Guys, the markets are angry. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so at this stage, let's start to switch our focus towards Europe. Yeah, well done, Louis. It's a magic trade. There are some big traders with us today, guys and girls. So if you are a big trader, then please don't be shy with telling everybody what you're doing. Let's have a look. The FDAX, guys, because the FESX is down, guys, the FESX down on yesterday's high already. As what will typically occur is the FESX, which is this bottom right-hand corner, it will typically move up to the 50 fib of the day inside the cash market, which starts in around about 4 minutes before it then decides what it's ultimately going to do. Now, the impact for the FDAX traders, the impact for the FDAX traders at this point in time, guys, is we won't be able to go long back into the 50 fib of the day and also the R1. Okay, so we ultimately won't be able to do that. The flip side, guys, the flip side of that, the European market is highly likely to try and go up first before it goes down. And what we do need to do is we do need to measure ultimately, as all of these different Fibonacci extensions here, they're all off different charts. Guys, my reading of the world says that these guys have failed at the 233 fib extension off the daily chart. All right, so note here, that's the blue one running across the background here. So they've just tagged the 200% extension. If this is literally a day where they're going to correct, guys, an overbought European market, I just want to highlight that, again, if we're sort of tagging the 200% extension, the next port of call is actually down here, guys. That's the next port of call for these guys at the 161.8. Generally speaking, they'll go all the way down to the 100 extension. That would be a massive sell-off, guys. That would be a massive sell-off. I don't think at this point in time we're going to get a massive sell-off. We're, again, hard to tell. I would suggest at this stage, though, if we are going to go long, so if we are going to buy the market, we've got to be very, very careful that we've got that dual chart. We've got that dual chart agreement. Now, guys, as I said earlier, I'm going to turn my camera off probably around about 15 seconds before the session starts because I don't want my camera interfering with what you see on your screen. Now, for the opening candle FDAX traders, guys, we do have a group of people that like trading the opening candle. That will typically be Fibonacci extension centric. Okay, so at this point in time, as if they follow their normal mathematical map, right? If they do follow the normal map, the FDAX is highly likely to sell down. Volatility's up today, guys. So we're going to sell down to 2 price levels on the opening candle, potentially. Potentially. Again, they're probably going to head down here. I would love for them to go back towards the open. Simply, that means we're potentially going to head into a relatively safe harbor, meaning the FDAX should be relatively easy to trade today, guys. If they go Banshee to the high side, if they were to do Banshee to the high side, it does mean is that we've just got to trade it very, very carefully. Okay, so it looks like our Fibonacci's, as at this point in time, Fibonacci's are pretty good. You can see the Nasdaq is overextended, guys, because we're basically trying to reverse off the 233 extension. FDAX, so guys, we know the FDAX is going to buy towards the open because the FESX almost guaranteed it's going to run to the 50 fib of the day before failing. So buying signals, guys, on the FDAX, short-term buying signals, if we sell down hard, short-term buying signals are all the rage at this point. We do have a new higher high, so I may have to adjust all my Fibonacci extensions. Guys, let me get rid of that camera for you so we can go full screen. So I'll just jump on that camera for you so we can go full screen, particularly for those watching YouTube. And we're going to watch, guys, we're going to watch for an opening candle trade. We'll watch for an opening candle trade on the FDAX. Now, the opening candle, guys, we're super volatile today. So please, if you're going to trade the opening candle on FDAX, please be very, very careful, guys, because this can be probably a crazy, this can be a bit of a crazy candle, this one. Okay, so at this stage, my Fibonacci, guys, I've drawn my Fibonacci down in order to catch them on the way up. At this point in time, we don't have an opening candle trade. Okay, note that the FESX has already gone to the 50 fib of the day inside the cash market, which is mathematically what it normally does. So for the FDAX traders, we're still at this stage looking for a sell down to my black arrows before we would look to take a long. So again, all eyes are on Europe, is to say, well, you guys are going to set the benchmark for today. Now, sellers do own the stair step. All right, so let me get rid of this one. We don't need this. We don't need that. Sellers do own the stair step at this point in time as on the FDAX. So if we were to sell down below the 50 fib of the day, there could be a pivot reversal long off the R1, but just be advised, we are not climactic volume yet. So without being climactic, so climactic on the opening candle, so it hasn't changed color yet. We've just got to be careful we don't call too early. All right, so there's our change of color. What I'm looking for at this point in time is on the FDAX. I've got a key market level of 488. Okay, so again, I'd be very, very interested to see what they do, guys, around about the 488 level. At this stage, FDAX, we don't have a lower low in order to pick up a long. Please be advised that my focus today, guys, is on, at this stage, my focus is long range shorts. Again, depending on what the FDAX does, guys, if the FDAX decides it's going to get down anywhere near its open, guys, then we may be looking at a day where the FDAX returns to a relatively normal trading range. Okay, so now we've got our lower low. It looks like it's trading off the black Fibonacci's, which is clearly very good. Okay, so we're trading off the black Fibonacci's. For those that do want to trade, guys and girls, if you do want to trade the opening candle, what we're looking for at this point in time would be, let me just double check. My attention, guys, I'm just going to switch my attention for a moment. That delta on NASDAQ, I see this little green delta there. If you guys got a delta V2, which is a little black diamond across the screen there, it means the NASDAQ is effectively turning. For the FDAX traders, guys, we're going to be very careful about taking new trades, guys, in the last 90 seconds. At this point in time, I note with interest, guys, the sellers have got down, failed at the, oh, look at this. Oh, look, you could not make this up. You remember I said to you guys, they're probably going to sell down to the 133 fib extension and fail. They've literally tagged it to the tick and gone back the other way. So it means the FDAX may be, guys, it may be returning to a degree of normal, which is always good fun. Again, for the opening candle traders, we don't have a trade at this stage, right? Delta traders on NASDAQ, guys, delta traders on NASDAQ. If you have gone long on that delta there, if you have gone long on the delta, guys, at this stage, your first target, you'd be looking for around about a 20 tick first target. All right, so let me just draw this on for you. This is only for those that trade the opening candle. All right, so that is a 20 tick box. You would be expecting them to move at least 20 ticks. That little black diamond there, guys and girls, on the chart, all right, that's too close to a pivot to trade, but that does say the market is highly likely to go up. So if you have picked up the delta here, once the market has sold down, failed at the 233 fib extension, if you have picked up the long going back the other way, it's highly likely that long is going to get punished. Now, for the FDAX traders, we're in the last 90 seconds, right? So that black diamond is now being engaged. So guys, if you have gone long on the lower delta, highly likely you'll go straight through that 20 tick target. Well done. S&P traders, you're getting ready for a static bar reversal. FDAX, you're in the last 20 seconds of the candle. So what we may be looking at this point in time, again, if we close below the R1 and we close below the 50 fib, I can't give you a new trade on FDAX at this stage. So I can't give you a new trade at this stage. What we may have to do is we may have to wait for another push up. Another push up on the FDAX in order to get a trade. Okay, now NASDAQ is loading, guys. A static bar reversal long. Please be advised we can't take it. There will be some traders around the world that are going to try and push the market up here. Ken, you got 20. Debraj, you got 20. Well done. If you are long on the green delta, guys, again, your first target is 20 ticks. You're also through your risk control point, please. So you would neutralize your risk if you're long on the lower of the green deltas, all right? The black diamond, we can't trade because it's too close to pivots. Okay, well done, Terence. Nice work. Brilliant. Now, again, for the S&P 500 traders, you've picked up a static bar reversal long. We're going to wait for the sellers to show inside the candle. FDAX, I can't give you a trade. I don't think the FDAX is finished yet. I think it's very out to show us. And we know about the 133, guys. We can take that off. Okay, we know about that. Okay, we know about that. Okay, so what we're going to do for the FDAX traders, we're now going to draw our Fibonacci up, right, to catch them on the way down. I honestly don't think the FDAX is finished yet, guys. I don't think it's even started. It's normally the 20 past candle, so 20 past the hour, where the instos declare their true intent. Would not be surprised at all if that's a buying candle that fails badly. But let's just see what they've got. Let's just see what they've got in store for us. Okay, second sell down, guys. A second sell down on behalf of the sellers on the Nasdaq. Okay, so second sell down. You guys are bouncing off yesterday's high. Some of you may have retaken the green delta again once they've sold the market down. The reason you would do that, they've sold the market down, they've failed at a pivot, they've failed at a Fibonacci. So you know what? Sellers are selling down, they've failed badly. I'm going to grab the delta and go long. Because once again, though, the black diamond delta is not tradable. It's too close to brick walls, right? Too close to brick walls. Now, for the sticklers, guys, you again, those the people that are super strict with the trading rules, you're actually waiting for the sellers to pull down and actually create a double bottom or a lower low before you would turn around and take a long trade. Okay, so at this stage, guys, a little bit caught in irons. Now, for the S&P based traders, again, guys, you're waiting for the sellers to push down on the current candle before then cruising back through. Thank you, Steve. So at this stage, guys, on the 15-minute charts, NASDAQ-wise, guys, it looks like they're getting ready to go long. S&P doesn't know yet, and the FDAX is very cranky to the downside. Right? So what that means for the FDAX traders, again, we've come down to that key market level, guys, of 488. Okay, for the FDAX traders at this stage, we're approaching the last 90 seconds of the candle. If we do get a very efficient, guys, a very efficient close, the candle that closes outside the range of the candle and it is below the open, we'll be picking up a short, guys, picking up a short. Again, at this stage there, see this, I said before, the sellers are very angry. There's no question about that. So Fibonacci, guys and girls, they might be using a gap Fibonacci today, which is, again, a little bit of a European idiosyncrasy. So what that means is our Fibonacci is actually going to run from the gap all the way to the high. Okay, so at this stage, we're not going to take a long off the pivot. Guys, we're not going to take a long off the pivot. We are in the last 90 seconds. Okay, we are in the last 90 seconds. So the next trade for the FDAX will be inside the new candle. If these guys get stuck over the top of the open, so they confirm their failure over the top of the open, the next candle then sells down and goes back the other way. If they were to do that, guys, then we're in a situation whereby we're going to go long off the open. It looks like they're setting up a pre-market box reversal, guys, which is just here. If they close below the pre-market box, guys, we're actually setting up a massive short. The key with the short is it's probably got too much risk for the majority of traders. Suffice to say, if it closes outside the box, yeah, it's like, guys, it looks like we're going short everywhere. So what that ultimately means, guys, is we'll let the candles count down. If we get stuck inside the box, guys, we will be picking up a pre-market box reversal. So again, my attention is now on the FDAX. FDAX at this stage, if we push down, guys, and create a lower low, you're looking for a long on the FDAX at 52. So you're looking for a long on the FDAX at 52. NASDAQ, I'm very glad we've got a risk control point. Okay, that's working perfectly. FDAX traders at this stage, again, you're still looking for a long at 52. Okay, still looking for a long at 52. If they just decide to tank the market, guys, then again, we're just going to roll with the tanking. Again, so for those that trade off a pre-market box, guys, your entry, now that they're selling the market down, if this entry fails, you're looking for an entry at 5.2. Your risk control point is 5.7. Guys, now with the volatility, we can go for longer range targets, but we are going to be using a tight risk control point. Now let's just see what they've got. Let's just see what they've got, because we may be picking up a really, really lovely trade here. For the Nasdaq at this stage, wow, S&P 500. So you see, we were waiting for the sellers to show before the buyers took over, or the buyers never showed. That's actually a valid sell to the downside. I see this little 4 rating over the top of the counter here. Okay, that means you can sell it down. FDAX, you've been engaged. So only for those people that trade off the pre-market bottom, please. Okay, you've been engaged. Typically, it'll take 2 or 3 engagements for those guys to actually get a wriggle on. For the quite experienced S&P 500 traders, that is clearly a 76 Fibonacci reversal. FDAX, I'm just trying to watch you out of the corner of my eye. You've had 2 buying impulses there, so we should get at least a 3rd buying impulse. It's very early in the candle. NASDAQ, you guys are highly likely to pick up a sympathy trade from the S&P 500. So again, FDAX, off you go, please. Off you go. So that's the 3rd buying campaign, guys, by the FDAX traders. All you need to do, my beautiful DAX, is go and touch, boom, the first target, 457. First target is out. Risk controlled, please, guys. First target is out. Risk controlled on FDAX. If you're going for a longer range target, you can, but please control your risk. So entry on FDAX, guys, 452. First target, 457. You've triggered your risk control. Now, the experienced traders, you know exactly what to do on that one. Okay, know exactly what to do. For the S&P traders, you guys may, if you want, reverse off the 76 fibs if that is your trade. For the junior traders, wait for this candle to close, and then we're going to look for that 76 fib reversal. FDAX says this is the 4th buying campaign. So if they don't start to really impress you really quickly, you want to make sure, guys and girls, again, they're just wandering towards a moderate range target. So short range target, 457. Long range target, guys, 462. Now, guys, I'm on that trade myself for $208.78 per contract. So I've taken exactly the same trade you have in the background, guys, which is good fun. Long story short, FDAX traders, promise me you've controlled your risk, please. That means 0 risk on this trade. I can't. As if they're, I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding. We're getting ready for the institutional orders to roll into the market at 20 past the hour. If the instos don't agree with buying, they're going to slam these buyers. Like, it'll be a slamming. So please control your risk on that trade. Right. So entry point, 5.2. First target, 5.7. Second target, 6.2. Guys, has been paid. Everyone's cut their risk off. No one can lose any money. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't matter. Nice. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so well done. You've just engineered your risk to reward massively in your favor if that is your trade. If that is your trade. Now, S&P traders, PVI, your volatility, for those that are brand new, okay, that's a volatility indicator because the volatility is 12. The senior traders, if you've gone long off the 76ers, guys, it's 71. Your first target is 72. Your risk control point is 72.5. Your second target is 73. Your third target is 74. Your fourth target is 75. And it just keeps rolling. But you guys have got through your risk control point for the S&P 500 traders. Okay, now for the FDAX traders, if we close back over the open, it's going to be a static bar reversal long. Now, the flip side of the SBR long is if we close under the open, there's no trade. If we gap onto the open, there's no trade. If we close above the open, but then gap onto it, there's no trade. Can I send the traders long? Okay. FDAX, if the sellers show and fail, okay, we're looking for another long. Until that occurs, we can't do anything with that. All right. Now, beginner traders, so I've got nothing on the NASDAQ at this stage. There's nothing on the NASDAQ. Unless you are a Delta V2 trader, guys. Sorry, I'm late to the game on that one. Unless you are a V2 trader. This one we're not going to touch, guys. The reason being is we've got a pivot hiding just below us here. All right, so we're not going to get smoked, guys, into that one. Do I have any FDAX traders looking for longer range targets, please? Do we have the gaps on the downside FDAX? Yes, we do, Steve. Massive gaps to fill on the FDAX. Massive gaps. Okay, massive gaps. Now, again, let's just watch what's going on here, guys. There's no way the US is going to go without Europe. So every person that's long, you guys on the FDAX, I got that trade myself, guys. So again, okay, giddy up. I'm literally $208.78, guys, on multiple contracts. So therefore, I'm quite comfortable with how we're going so far. We'll look for another trade, guys. At this stage for the FDAX, we do have FESX agreement. If we were to get a push down, guys, back under the pre-market bottom, back under the pre-bottom, we're looking for a long. If we get a shallow retrace, guys, the static bar reversal long is just tradable. And I say that because you're holding around about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, holding 30 points worth of risk. Guys, that is typically beyond most traders' risk profiles. Okay, plus 10 times 10. Greg, beautiful trade, $1,000 trade. Well done, mate. Let's giddy up. Now, the Delta V2, guys, on FDAX, just be aware, guys, that Delta V2 is straight into the middle. That's that bright green one there. Straight into the middle of the MDI. If you are going to trade that Delta, guys, if you are going to trade the Delta, it's a very strong signal. Your entry, guys and girls, now for those people that know what they're doing, your entry's at 470, your risk control point is 475. For the junior traders, you're right into the middle of the trend indicator. That's probably not the sexiest trade, right? So sexy trade is this one down here. That's double failure off the pre-bottom, okay, for the junior traders. So junior traders on FDAX, you're just chilling out. Unless you are going for long-range targets, guys, again, your targets are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so at this point in time, we're at 5, 10, 15, 20. We're looking for the 25-point target. Okay. For the NASI and S&P 500 traders, so junior traders waiting for the candle to close, looking for a lower low and going long. Okay, these guys are still selling. We're looking for agreement here. If the NASDAQ blows its volume out, guys, which it's starting to do, okay, there is a long setting up, guys, over the top of the gap. Okay, over the top of the gap. Risk is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, around 50 ticks at risk, guys. So you want to be turning it around and going for at least 50 ticks. Again, the market's going to have to do a lot of work to get there. Let's look at this sell down. Absolutely incredible. I'm looking for a Delta V2, guys. I'm looking for a black diamond buy signal going the other way. That'll be the institutions deciding that we're not going short anymore. That Fibonacci can go. FDAX traders, no new signals for the junior traders at this stage. I'm looking for bigger chart Fibonacci's to try and get a jewel I want. Okay, I'm going to extend my NASDAQ fib down a bit. That's what I'm looking for. Is I'm looking for matching Fibonacci. I'm looking for matching Fibonacci as on the American 60-minute charts. And at this stage, I can't get it, which is a little bit annoying. NQ, long, well done, mate. Keith, you're done for the day, so good job, mate. Well done. Okay, junior traders, so junior brand new traders. Again, some of you might be long on that Delta V2 on FDAX. If that meets your trading plan, just be aware it's into the middle of the trend indicator, which is where there will be support and resistance levels. Guys, if you have gone long at 470, your first target's 475. Guys, now it's highly likely that target's going to be pinned a couple of times by the FDAX. The better trade, guys, is the one we picked up down here. We were very, very patient. Again, that's already gone through, guys, 4 of its 5 targets. If the NASDAQ, guys, closes all the way down the bottom of the jar here, if we do close down, what's our volume like? Okay, so if we do close down here, I can't send you long over the gap. Again, I'd suggest for the NASDAQ traders, you're going to have to be very, very patient. I would suggest the best of the NASDAQ trades, guys, is going to set up over the top of those 76s. That could be reinforced, guys. That could be reinforced by a pivot failure on the S&P, right? So we're looking for that dual failure, guys, looking for dual chart failure. Again, FDAX traders, we are looking for a tier 2 reversal as off the pre-bottom, okay, assisted by Fibonacci. Some people out there in the world are going to go, what is this guy talking about? So we're going to draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. Right? So we want the sellers to push down underneath the pre-bottom, fail at Fibonacci, and then we're going to try and get the same order again. Now, again, guys and girls, really important at this point in time. Okay, this is a swing trigger short on the 15-minute chart. Look at the institutional candle. Guys, is right there. It's actually a buyer own candle with a neutral close. So it means the instos don't know what to do with the FDAX at this point in time. What it means is we default back to our Fibonacci's, guys. We default back to our Fibonacci's. I'm looking for the sellers to sell down, fail at a Fibonacci. Then we want to buy them at exactly the same port we bought them at last time at 52 and run them back the other way. Now, there's other people looking at what we're doing, guys and girls, because guess what they've just done? They've just sold down to the pre-market bottom, filled all the buy orders at 452 and gone back the other way. All right. So there's other people in the world that are trading ratios, which is actually really done and dusted. Well done, mate. That is awesome, mate. Well done, well done. So for the DAXI traders, I really want a sell down to this Fibonacci here would be holy moly. It's 100% extension. It's the 76. It's amazing. Guys, don't let these guys romance you in early. Now, if you have gone early, you're already through your first target and you're killing it, which is great. For the junior traders, I'm really wanting that sell down, guys, because we want to stay on this 100% strike rate. All right, we don't do losing trades. They're not very good for your psychology. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Now, I would suggest for the S&P, guys, the most accurate Fibonacci is this one here. Yes, it is. Okay, no question about that. So again, if we start getting down towards the previous pivot, we're probably going to pick up a monster reversal long on both US markets simultaneously. So look at this sell down on FDAX. Incredible. Incredible. Now, if we were gifted, guys, on the FDAX, if we were gifted a buying delta inside the open there, okay, that would be a very, very tempting trade. All right. At the moment, the sellers are trying to push down. They're not impressing anyone at all. Guys, now here they're coming again. We're just watching, guys, the time count down, 153. We do not want to get filled on this trade in the last 90 seconds of the candle, because what you'll find is they'll ghost a whole lot of traders into the market. Okay, that still has not failed where we want it to. They'll try and ghost people into the market and they're going to send it the other way. All right, so just watch very closely. We're getting real close on time here, guys and girls. Okay, all right, so they're trying to ghost people into the market. So for us in this trading room, we are not putting a buy order on, guys, at 52. We're going to wait for this candle to close above and then look for an entry. If they give us a monster selling candle, a monster selling candle like this, the market's going to go down really well. So instead of going long because we haven't met our time parameters, we're going to go short. Now, NASDAQ, right, this is exactly what we're looking for. Oh, yeah, no, they are, they are cranky. There is no doubt. There is no doubt about that. So at this stage, again, for the FDAX traders, we can't go long. Obviously, we can't go long. There's no question about that. In terms of the shorts, you would be a very brave person to trade against these guys. So we are setting up short trades, guys, potentially setting up short trades everywhere. There's another key price level, guys, in the market, which is 422. Okay, so 422. It's actually palindromic number, guys, 22422. It's right in the middle of these 76s. If the FDAX was to push through, those levels, then guys, we know that we're in a big selling environment. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so at this stage, we've got again a valid short on the NASDAQ with, generally speaking, too much risk for the vast majority of traders. So we've actually got a short on, but there's too much risk there for most traders. For the FDAX, it has produced a short. Again, the risk is too much for the vast majority of traders. So therefore, I don't recommend going short on the FDAX. As if the risk going short is too much, guys, we simply just wait for the longs. Okay, there's no doubt about that. For our 767, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Okay, if you can go short, guys, on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 and the FDAX, they're all valid shorts. Right? If you can hold the risk, they're all valid. Now, for those that don't know what we do, this one here is called a 4-point turning bar. It's got a 34 strength rating, 34. That's enormous. Guys, the NASDAQ's also got a 4-point turning bar with a 1 strength rating. We can still trade it south. S&P 500's got a 2 strength rating over the top of the candle. It basically means the sellers are twice as strong on that candle than they were on the candle before. Now, that's giving everybody, guys, permission to go short if you can hold the risk. Now, most people can't hold the risk. So we're waiting for the selling to stop, and we're picking up a beautiful reversal going the other way. Okay, now, if you could go short on the FDAX, guys, again, for those know the drill, as you're short at 24, obviously your first target is 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. They've already shot the market down, guys, and failed at yesterday's high. I can actually get rid of a Fibonacci extension there, guys, start to clean up our charts a little bit. Okay, so that's a big sell down. There is a reversal delta, guys, on the FDAX. If you do trade reversal deltas, guys, the delta is long, guys, at 430. So long at 430. You would be looking for your first target, guys, to be 435. Okay, now if you do trade deltas, guys, after the market has sold down and failed at key market levels, it's a 430 back to 435. Okay, now your counter Fibonacci, as for the FDAX traders, I'm going to draw your counter Fibonacci down in order to catch them on the way back up. Okay. So at this stage, guys, there's nothing wrong with the long, provided you can hold it. The risk, guys, on the short is too much for the majority of traders. And FESX agrees with your long on FDAX as well. Guys, the deltas on the NASDAQ are also tradable long if you can hold the risk, right? If you can hold the risk. Now, again, guys and girls, market is cranky. We know all about this today. So for the NASDAQ traders, 84, okay? That's a 20-tick risk control point. Right, so what it means is if you are going to wait for these guys to sell down and fail, if this is the turning point, guys, if this is the turning point in the market, the buying deltas are going to start to show. The moment this moves 20 ticks back the other way, guys, we would cut our risk off. How I have a target at 20, guys, have a target at 20. We would be looking to cut our risk off and let the profit run. If this is the turning point in the market, for the junior traders, you're waiting for the candle to close and then looking to enter the trade once the actual failure point has been proven. Right now, we've got 1 minute and 15 seconds until we find out whether this is actually the failure point on the market or not. Now, for the FDAXs, at this stage, guys, the risk, again, is around about 30 points. Guys. So again, you've just got to watch today, guys and girls. Risk control is going to be the key to today. If you're waiting for the candle to close, then you will know, guys, then you will know if the market is stalling, hence a dynamic versus a static style of trading. For the FDAX, you're about to pick up a static bar reversal long. Guys, now the SBR long, again, you can't go long, guys, on the actual static bar reversal itself because of the 50 fib of the micro trend. Okay, now some of you will be watching this candle close saying, all right, Lockie, I'm long on the delta at 430. My first target is 435. I would really like to get paid sooner rather than later. Right, so again, there's another delta long. Right, here we go. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Right. See those black diamonds, guys, coming through on NASDAQ? That is almost a lay down misere that anyone that is long on those deltas is going to go through that 20-tick target. Right, you see these sellers are very, very angry. So what's just happened, guys, for those that are long on the delta, you've actually gone to your 20-tick target and triggered your ATMs. Louis, well done. Okay, now, again, we must, guys, today, again, honor the angriness of the market, but also control the risk on our longs quickly. If we pick up a valid short and we can hold the risk, we're going to hold it as long as we can. Okay, now, Remy, you went long, okay, 50 times 5. That's a beautiful trade, mate. Well done. For the NASDAQ, guys, for the NASDAQ, please note that the S&P 500 is under its previous pivot. Okay, so again, if you can hold the risk, guys, on the S&P 500, okay, the short underneath that candle is going very, very well. As for the NASDAQ traders, the short underneath the large candle is clearly gone very well. If you're going long, guys, because you can't hold the risk short and you can hold the risk long, again, we're setting up, guys, again, that little delta just coming in on the screen. Okay, all right, there's a little bit of buying interest at that level there, which is 781.25. This is only for those people that trade, guys, reversing off the 90% Fibonacci's, as understanding that you're looking for 20-tick risk control point and you're going to try and let the profit run. Okay, now the 20-tick risk control point, for those that don't know, guys, I just grabbed the latest volatility of the market, divide it by 4, and it's a very, very quick way to determine what the market is doing. Okay, now we are 35 minutes into the session. Guys, the static bar reversal long on FDAX, we cannot trade because of the 50%. The delta, guys, worst case scenario, 10, 20, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Again, guys, 30 points worth of risk on the FDAX. That may be slightly over your risk profile. If we do get a deep retracement on the FDAX here, which we are currently getting, guys, and the sellers come down and push through yesterday's high, there will be a long over the top of yesterday's high at 405, but we need the sellers to push down. Guys, they need to come below here. They need to come below here before we then look for a long. Okay, NASDAQ traders, if you are a delta trader and you trade off these Fibonacci levels, then once again, I'm going to draw your 20-tick box down, which is right there. So you don't have to follow my guidance, guys and girls, but I would suggest at this stage, if the NASDAQ pushes back up to the top of that box, that's a 20-tick first target. I would cut my risk on all my long-range contracts. And if this is the turning point in the market, I will probably look for 100 to 200 tick NASDAQ trade going the other way. Now, we're looking for agreement from the S&P 500, which is coming through. So for those that are long, guys, you've just tinkered on your 20-tick target, right? You've just touched your 20-tick target and risk control point, right? So please, right, you're well over 20s now, guys. You see the sellers are pushing in, but the buyers are addressing them. So if you waited for the lower low, you've reversed over the top of the Fibonacci's, you've grabbed that delta long, guys. The first sort of institutional interest came in a little bit late in the candle. But if you did get the delta long at 781.25, your first target is out already and you've controlled your risk. If this is the turning point in the market, guys, it's going to turn. If it doesn't matter because you've controlled your risk. Very, very important. Note at this stage, we don't have agreement between the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Now, the S&P is trying to reverse back into a pivot. The NASDAQ is trying to reverse out the middle of nowhere. All right, so guys, if we get a strong little buying candle here on the S&P, maybe around about 45, 50 minutes into the session, that's going to be the point where the US markets decide to reverse. Okay, so again, guys, as I said today, we have to navigate very, very carefully. The markets are very angry, but we can do that quite responsibly. Right now, on the NASDAQ, as if we end up with this little candle winding up, as if this little candle ends up winding up being a really, really tiny candle, it might suggest to us that the NASDAQ has finished selling. You guys are in the last 90 seconds of the candle, so please don't take another trade. Please don't take another trade. We're going to wait for the candle to count down to 0. We don't want to get smoked in, as in the last 90 seconds, into a trade in case they decide to push down first before then coming back through. Daily 506055.25. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we are not pushing back up off these Fibonacci's. Okay, we've gapped to the downside. As there is actually, dare I say it, there is a valid short on the NASDAQ down here. Now, again, that would be down there -2 ticks. So we're looking for an entry short. I was looking for an entry short down here. I was 2 ticks outside the range of that candle. We're looking for a short at 67 even. Now, the deal with 67 even, let me get rid of that for a moment, as the buyers would not be allowed to retrace far up this candle. Okay, we've got a really, really lovely strong candle on the S&P 500. Now, note that, there'll be a great little lesson here. If the sellers got a really, really strong candle there on NASDAQ, it's a 6 rated candle. As you can see the rating over the top of the candle just here. If these guys can't break through, guys, if they can't break through the bottom of a 6 rated candle and start to fall, we have got to the turning point in the market. 4-hour 50%, ES into the 4-hour 50. Okay, let me just adjust some Fibonacci's. So again, the boys are talking about a 4-hour 50 fib. Thank you, Greg. So here's what I'm going to do. The 4-hour 50 was again is actually. So the 4-hour Fibonacci is actually the reason why we're in such a big tanking at this point in time. Okay, there will be a 4-hour fib running from here, from the low point to the high point. 718. Mate, is that what you're using? Is that what you're using, young Greg? Okay, FDAX. They've just gone and done it. FDAX traders, if you are waiting for the sellers to sell down and touch yesterday's high again, as what you're looking for is a lower low. So you want these guys to sell a lower low. Okay, and then we're looking. Okay, perfect. All right. Now, all right, so this is all going to happen at the same time, guys. We've got our lower low on the FDAX. So at this point in time, let me get rid of this one for the moment. Okay, at this point in time, okay, note that the sellers have tried to take control of the NASDAQ. The buyers are now failing. If you can go short, guys, underneath that NASDAQ candle, if you can go short underneath the NASDAQ candle, then your risk on the trade is around about 120 ticks, guys, ballpark 120. Many of you can't take a 120 tick short. If you can take a 120 tick short, guys, many people can't. If you can take that, you're going to have to wait around about 15 minutes, guys, to determine what they're going to do with that. I would suggest, guys, because the risk on the trade is over your normal levels, so as it's over your normal levels, what you would be doing is, guys, and saying, you know what, the risk is too short, the risk is too high to the downside. I'm going to wait for the reversal coming back the other way, and I'm going to try and go the other way. Now, I've got the FDAX has just come in and created a lower low. If you are a pivot-based trader, as you've gone long 2 points over the top of the pivot at 404, your first target is 409. Your second target, guys, is 14s. So if you were waiting for the lower low, guys, on FDAX in order to go long over yesterday's high, your entry is 404. Your first target is 409. Your second target is 414. You're on your second target. The deltas, guys, so again, if you want to be really careful, guys, on NASDAQ, just wait for this candle to close, and then we're looking to enter the deltas. FDAX, Diane, beautiful trade. Well done. For those on FDAX that are looking for the lower low, as if you're looking for the lower low, which has just been created, it means we can get into a low risk, super high probability trade. All right. Now, again, volatility for the FDAX traders is up. So if you have gone long at 0.4, guys, you want to try and go for a 10-point first target at 414. There's nothing wrong with that, but please make sure you cut your risk off as we normally do. Okay, so really important. Guys, cut your risk early, have an early first target, let the profit run. If this is the turning point on the FDAX, massive winning trade. If it's not, it doesn't matter because we're already paid. Richard, Reinhard, thank you, $310. Good job, mate. Good job. Good job. I'm sitting at 339 US per contract now. So I've taken another trade, guys. That yesterday's high trade, I took exactly the trade you have for short range targets. So I'm took another DTR, can't resist. Cody, speeding ticket. All right, now NASDAQ traders, we are looking for reversals. Okay, and what I need at this stage for the NASDAQ traders who can hold 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 ticks of risk, 60 ticks. All right, now we are looking for a long, guys, on that black Delta V2 right there. Now, this is only for those people that can hold 60 ticks of risk. Okay, now the flip side of the 60 ticks is, again, what we're looking to do is we're looking to potentially trade the Delta V2 back towards the SBR. All right, so your target or your risk control point, guys, is 20 ticks. You're at 18 ticks already. All right, you're at 18s already. Come on, NASDAQ. Come on, push. Okay, that's kind of 19 ticks towards a 20 tick target, guys and girls. I would be, again, starting to reduce my risk if you're long on the Delta V2, please. Boom, straight through 20 ticks. Cut your risk, guys. Let the coin run, please. NASDAQ traders, you had to be so patient for that trade. Delta V2, black diamond on my screen, 79.75. That's the 20 tick target. It belted 20 ticks. Cut your risk, please, guys. If it doesn't want to turn now, it doesn't matter. The markets are very angry. Look at that. Straight back to break even again. Cody, I'm actually leaving now. You're awesome. Awesome, mate. Well done. Well done. Go and have a coconut, mate. You've done very well and you've been paid very well for your time. So that's fantastic. Now, I will have some NASDAQ traders, guys, who are going for longer range targets. Okay, and that's okay. Just please for the junior traders, guys. Another is please take the 20 ticks, wait for the next one, and then we can roll from there, which is, again, it adds up, guys. It adds up real quick. Diane, probably because I'm being too loud. So Terry has got 21 times 2 and he's hoping for a long range runner. Great, mate. Again, it's kind of, guys, we're kind of getting to the last 15 minutes where if there is a turn in the market, guys, they've got to give us a strong candle now. So we've got around about 2 minutes and 25 seconds to know whether we've got a runner. What I will do for young Terry is I'll give you an additional risk control point. Okay, so this is getting right into mathematics now. So let me just grab that, extend that. Okay. There is the additional risk control point. So guys, if we can break out of this price range right now, the NASDAQ historically is going to go straight to that level there. All right, so it's going to go straight to 792. So 21792. Come on, FDAX, reverse, baby. Off you go. Come on, sweet pea. Go. Can you tell I've got a trade on? Come on, FDAX, off you go. Quick. Bye. Just keep running, sweetheart. Off you go. Now, NASDAQ traders, if you've gone long for 20 ticks, you've got your target. Sweet cash, very easy earn. For the long range traders, guys, we need this candle to close strong at the moment, guys. So please note over here, Okay, the buyers are currently twice as strong on this candle on the NASDAQ than they were on the previous candle. If they start getting up around 3 times as strong, as we know this is going to run. Okay, where's it going to go? Probably to 792. That'll be the first port of call. They're honoring their extensions perfectly. Come on, do what the FDAX is doing. Come on, come on. Look at the FDAX, NASDAQ. Don't be lazy. Take Terry to a massive target, please. Come on, FDAX. Get a wriggle on. FDAX is blowing its volume. So if you are long on the FDAX, guys and girls, like I am, please cut your risk. Okay, so nothing. Go on, go, 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 go. Come on, NASDAQ. I dare you. I dare you. Ah, sweet meat. Straight to the 100 extension. So for those that are long on NASDAQ, guys, your first target is 20. Your second target is just under that 100 extension. So around about the 45 mark. And then we're going to see if we can get a market turn and see how far we get it. Now, to get a market turn, guys, need a 4-point turning bar. NASDAQ, you're about to get a 4-point turning bar. S&P, you're about to get a 4-point turning bar. All right. So Terry, mate, cut your risk. Cut your risk. This could be a humdinger. This could be a humdinger. Come on. You need to now go and tickle your 133. Go on. Okay, so at this point, Terry, long range contracts, I'd make sure I've got positive. Go positive. Can't go long. So can't go long on the FDAX. That's not a 4-point turning bar. NASDAQ, guys, we're in the last 15 minutes, so we're not going to take any new trades. What I made, yeah, so stop loss at plus 20. Great decision. Can't lose any money. And the 15-minute charts are going to come and play the game. So the 15-minute chart, the NASDAQ is so impressive on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so Terry, because we're on the 15-minute charts in the background as well. Okay, so guys and girls, if you're long on the NASDAQ, you must lock in a big chunk of profit, please, because this might become a swing trigger short on the 15-minute chart. If it does, these current buyers are very, very brave. These current buyers are going to get annihilated. So particularly if the Nazi can't create any traction above that 100, guys, if it tags a 133, these guys are going to get slammed. Ken, 21 times 2, 51 times 1. That's a beautiful trade, mate. Well done. All right, so FDAX, no trades, please. If you're long on FDAX, guys, if you've gone long off our magic price point, Cody's run away, guys, to have a coconut as he's living in Bali. That sounds really hard. If you've gone long there, guys and girls, you've gone through your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth targets, depending on how you pull it apart. Guys, please do not hold risk on that trade. Okay, Terrence, you've been there. Okay, mate, you've been outed. Andy, you've been outed. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. So we've had to be very careful today. You know, as I came into Ireland, I said the markets are really angry, as you can see. Now, again, for the Nazi traders, again, if you could hold the risk, the short was valid. Most people can't, guys. Most people can't. So we had to wait. Interesting point. Had to wait for the market to actually fail. Can anybody tell me what that candle is? Anyone tell me what that is? It's referred to very differently here. Remy, nice trade. Diane is an SBR. It's also an ultimate insult candle. It's a mullet, guys. It's a slap in the face with a frozen fish. So the sellers have lost control of the market. Sellers have lost control and buyers have smacked them hard because of it, right? So that's our first ultimate insult candle for the day. Guys, what does it mean? Is it gave even the beginner traders, even the brand new traders, gave them permission to grab any of these deltas and go long for 20 ticks. Which is exciting, guys, because we didn't quite get the same on the S&P. So you know the response on the NASDAQ is not quite as powerful as it would normally be because we don't quite have that multi-chart agreement yet. Cole, you were jumped. Okay, jumped on that one. We might have to get you to push the market order button, mate, if you're getting jumped. Yeah, market order button. Wow. I'm just looking here, guys. 65. Okay, let's have a look. So we're in the last 15 minutes, guys. If there's any questions at all, now's a really, really good time to ask. Reason being, ultimately, is that we're in a time where the markets, guys, don't know what they're doing. So they're waiting for the institutions to basically position on the 60-minute charts. 30-minute charts to a degree, but that's my humble opinion. I think it's all about the 60s. Fibonacci on the S&P now gets brought all the way down here. So I note that the S&P, that's that 50 fib, Greg, you were talking about. That one just right there. Okay, absolutely brilliant. So look, I'd suggest, guys and girls, if we get another little bit of a latent sell down on the NASDAQ and it fails, we're going to pick up a beautiful turn on the hour. Allison, how are you? You got 68 ticks on the NASDAQ, overstretched your daily KPI. Well done. Well, I mean, Allison, that's over $300 US. I'd be very happy with that. I would run away, come back. We'll do the same tomorrow. I don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow, guys, but we'll do the same tomorrow. S&P, both SBRs long. Mark, they are. So we've got static bar reversals long on both markets. Now, I would not be surprised at all, guys, if the selling is over. So I would not be surprised if it's over. We are in the last 10 minutes of the first hour of trading. So that ultimately means, guys, if we sell back down to the areas where these guys have failed again, then all of the deltas long, guys, are going to reload again. All right. So just be aware, though, in the last 15 minutes, guys, you would want to make sure that you are really switched on, because sometimes the market decides it wants to go and touch a pivot. Now, at this point in time, the only thing I've got for the S&P is these Fibonacci's. First delta long, third V2 and long open NQ double failure 4. Okay, minus 51st V2 delta long, plus 20, third NQ long 22 plus. Okay, mate, perfect. Now, again, for those that are brand new to what we do, guys, we're now waiting for the turn of the hour. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the reversal patterns to set up in this hour, which they've started to set up now. What we're looking for is these sellers to blow their volume to the downside. Then we're looking for a little bit of selling inside the new hour that fails badly, and the bigger traders come through and say, you know what, I'm going to take you back the other way, and it's going to be really good fun. So at this point, again, that is a lower low, right? So everybody see on the NASDAQ there, the sellers are trying to push down. They're failing again, guys, at the 88.6 Fibonacci. So again, guys, if I didn't have a time limit, you could, again, take any of the deltas long again for a 20-tick first target. Right? It's a 20-tick first target and risk control point, and then we're going to see how far it can run. Now, we are in the last 15 minutes of the hour, guys, so those that are really, really careful, guys, you're going to wait for 7 minutes and 57 seconds. Wait for the sellers to fail inside the new hour and then go again. As my target trade would actually be that black little diamond there, guys, at 79.50. If we can get in there after a sell down and a failure inside the new hour, that would be wonderful. As they may run without us, which is a little bit frustrating when we've got a rule in place. Guys, if you are going to ignore that rule, guys, and go long, then just please make sure you've got a 20-tick first target and risk control point. Again, we don't want to outstay the welcome by the buyers, guys. If they're not going to reverse the market now, you've got to be very careful you don't hold that trade into the close of the 60-minute charts, okay, which is 7 minutes and 9 seconds away. Now, at this stage, guys, all of the markets appear to be turning, okay, so they all appear to be turning. So again, that little black diamond there, guys, over there on the right-hand side, it's already gone through its 20-tick target and risk control point. So if you are just trading off those Fibonacci levels, right, so you're waiting for the sellers to fail, there's the failure candle. So they've lost control of the market. Sellers are pushing back down again. It looks like they're losing control of the market at the same level again. Junior traders are waiting for the turn of the hour. Ahmed, you're still long. You're long from down here, mate, off the 38. Well done, mate. It's fantastic. If you're long from down there, right, so you got beautiful, as Cody was saying before, you got these beautiful lower lows. They could not sustain. They could not sustain the sell down. The risk of going short was too large. Therefore, we turn around and look to go long. Okay, lots of traders would be thinking about doing the same. Okay, lots of them. Now, guys, we've got around about 6 minutes until we're allowed to make a decision. The flip side of that decision is that we're looking for again, we're going to draw our Fibonacci up on the NASDAQ here to catch them on the way down. Right now, traditionally, guys, they'd be cruised down around about these 76s. Again, guys, if you're over your daily goal, which a number of traders are, then, guys, this is not a trade you're going to be taking. We do need to stay disciplined, even if the market's moving well. I'm sitting, guys, at the moment, I'm sitting just personally, I'm sitting at 339.19 US per contract. So I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far today. If I get an absolute stickler trade, guys, I might try and push that up to around about 500 US a contract. But at this stage, I'm pretty happy where I'm sitting. Now, that's all been on the FTX, guys, waiting for the lower low, basically off pivot. So everything we've spoken about today, I've basically been tinkling with in the background as well. And that's obviously going quite well. Now, the flip side of all of that, guys, we're waiting for the turn of the hour. Okay, so again, we've got around about 5 minutes till that occurs. FTX is clearly, guys, clearly setting up longs as well. So let me get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh, guys, I did put a video on YouTube yesterday on exactly how to navigate, guys, the TTP sign-up process. So you connect the right data feeds and connect the right this and connect the right that. So if you do need a hand, guys, if you do need a hand connecting data feeds, then that video shows you exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. Okay, which is really awesome. Now, look at this. Oh dear. These guys are selling down and failing exactly where they're meant to fail. S&P 500, this turn of the hour is probably going to move quite quickly, so let's get ready for it. S&P is doing the same. I really want that, not now, guys, in 4 minutes. I want that delta at 779.50. Do not run without us, please. The FTX is just set up, guys, the same reversal. Just FYI, guys, the only trade we're allowed to take on the FTX in the last 15 minutes is a pivot-based reversal. Can please note they've sold back down, tag the pivot again. Guys, allowing you actually to go long. That line's in the wrong spot. It's meant to be 0.4. Allowing you to go long again at 0.4. Now, if you are long, guys, if you are long on the FTX, 0.4, we've discussed this trade many, many times. If you're long at 0.4, guys, your first target is 0.9, second target is 14, third target is 19. You're sitting on your third target already. I said, if you were watching, guys, you were watching for that yesterday's high failure. We've basically been able to pick up that entry 3 times. Cole, I watched the fund tab. Oh, Cole, it's on the main website. So just on samurai.com.au. Let me just, let me just double check. Hang on, mate. Hang on. I'll double check for you. I'm absolutely certain it's there. Hang on one sec. As we wait for the here we go. As we wait for the hour to turn. Oh, look at that, guys. See that little black diamond sitting right there? Okay, if we were to turn on the hour, which we're watching for now, okay, just here, guys, let me just go full screen. Right there, guys, get funded. Okay, get funded. Double click on that, and it's just there, and off you go. Yeah. So it's not on the members, so not in the, well, I use the one on the website because it was just easier. That's all right, mate. No, that's okay. So for the Nazi, for the FTX. Now, again, if the FTX traders are long off the pivot, we've spoken about this trade multiple times today. If you are brilliant, for the NASDAQ traders, you're waiting for, you guys know you don't have a pivot to reverse off. So you're waiting for the sellers. Okay, now this looks like it's going to bomb to the high side. So what are we looking for, guys? What are we looking for? We are now, that's if you need another trade. All right, you've got a little black diamond sitting right there, guys, with an entry at 79.50. Now, again, to enter at 79.50, they must push down inside the new hour. Right? They must push down inside the new hour, which is not now. Your backup trade, Your backup trade for the NASDAQ traders is that little black diamond sitting on my screen there at 83.50, guys. It looks like the instos are getting ready to turn the NASDAQ. They're already turning the FDAX. They're already turning the FESX. And literally, this is the most frustrating time, guys. We've got 58 seconds before we're allowed to make a decision. So I don't want to be too strict on everybody, but we've got to follow this rule, otherwise we might get thumped, and we don't like getting thumped at all. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for, again, this is going to be, if that candle was to close just like it is now, it's actually a static bar reversal long on the NASDAQ. Okay, the shorter this candle is, the more fun we're going to have. I do need the sellers to show in the new hour, which starts in 23 seconds from now. Okay, so just wait, just see what they do. Guys, don't try and front run it. Front running the market is not a good idea. Okay, all right, so here come the sellers. Here come the sellers. Just wait, just let them come, let them come, let them come, let them come, let them come. Okay, let them come. Okay, right. So this is why we wait, guys. This is why we wait. So that rule has just been proven to be absolutely perfect, which is brilliant. Now, again, guys, we're waiting. If these guys blow their volume out of the park, guys, got to have a lower low on the 15-minute swinging. Louis, yeah, mate, on the money, mate, on the money. Okay, so this is when we picked up that 15-minute long, guys, before, and we said, maximize your profit, please, guys, because a 15-minute long can actually end up becoming a swing short, which is what they're currently doing at the moment. Okay, so that's what they're currently playing with. Now, again, let's let these guys, so we're inside the new hour. This is exactly what we want. We want these guys to sell down. We want them to fail badly. FDAX, again, at this point in time, watch them go, watch them go, watch them go. So I don't want these sell signals, guys. I don't want the sell signals because our leading candle is not a strong candle. It's quite a weak candle. If we were to get a delta, guys, a black diamond delta, the black one going back the other way, guys, or a green one, which we're starting to pick up here, guys, on the NASDAQ now, right? You can start to put greens on, guys, provided the S&P 500 agrees, which it does. Okay, so for the NASDAQ traders, we're going to play the same game again, please. We're going to play the same game again. Let me grab your little square here. Let me grab your square. As if you're buying off these deltas here, right? So you've got the first 2 to 3 deltas are wonderful. If you've bought off these deltas, you're looking for a 20 tick first target, right? Now, worst case scenario, you've bought off the third delta. Worst case scenario, you've bought off the third delta there, and it's going to annihilate its target, all right? So third delta, you guys are on target, please. It's going to go further, but for the junior traders, we're just going to grab $100 US and stop. For the senior traders, you're going to try and reverse this and send it all the way back the other way. Okay, FDAX, you've just created your lower low as you are looking down the barrel of the FDAX reversal again at 404. Guys, your first target is 409. Be advised on FDAX, guys, you have a counter Fibonacci coming back against you, which looks like that. Okay, so what it ultimately means is for the FDAX traders, we want the sellers to burn out, which they're starting to do. It's a 404 for 409. Your volatility is still good. Your volume is still good. Again, we've actually reversed at that exact level 3 times already. So this is the 4th reversal off the same level. As that's starting to get a little bit, we might be outstaying the friendship on that one. Okay, just watch them. Just so the sellers are blowing their volume here. So again, we might get that late burn surge in the market. If you're not, guys, if you're not already long on the FDAX at 404, then we don't want you putting the order on in the last 90 seconds. Okay, we don't want you putting the order on in the last 90 seconds. NASDAQ traders, have I got anybody long on the NASDAQ that's going for long range targets? All right, now if you're going for long range targets, well done. Pound had good data this morning. Darwin, how are you? But Swiss is strong. Yeah. Absolutely. And exactly what you said, I agree. Okay, now S&P 500 is about to come and support the NASDAQ traders. So NASDAQ traders, if you're long on the lower delta or the third delta or even the fourth delta, guys, even the fourth delta, you've gone through your 20 tick target. Now, again, if this candle closes, guys, if we get a little bit of a static bar reversal here, then we may be going further. Now, again, exactly the same problem as on the FDAX. Again, the NASDAQ traders, you've got a counter Fibonacci issue, right? So we draw the Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. NASDAQ, guys, if you can get beyond the 50 fib, it's probably going to go to the 76. This is a very strong, guys, very strong finish to this candle. So for those who are long, guys, we waited for the sellers to show inside the new hour. If you are long on the delta, guys, you want to be trading it up to around about these 76 fibs is a really lovely intermediate target. That means you've basically picked up a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 tick trade. So 80 times 5, $400 US. Well done. That's a very strong finish, guys, on this candle. So again, for those that are holding for longer range targets, please, you have no risk on this trade. No risk. FDAX, you just went through your profit target again. So for those that have gone long, guys, at 404, your target is 409. You're through your target. Cut your risk, please. Cut your risk. Louis, you did 328 per contract. Holy moly, mate. That's enormous. 328 ticks. Oh, holy moly, mate. You've done very well. FDAX traders, again, just reiterating, FDAX traders, you're long at 404. Your first target is 409. You've clearly gone beyond your first target and you've cut your risk. NASDAQ, if you've gone long on these deltas, guys, interesting point. Worst case, third or fourth delta. Even the fourth delta has gone at least 60 ticks to the high side. You guys have gone straight to the evil twins, which means you must lock in a big chunk of profit. Let's see. Yep. Okay, you got plus 20 and a 50 first B1 delta NQ. You were waiting for that, mate. Terry, you got 21, 41, 61. Oh, fancy that, guys. The turn of the hour. Who's getting used to the turn of the hour? Now, guys, that was poetry. That was poetry. We said, you know what? This is what we want to do. We're going to wait for you guys to come to us, please. We're not going to try and second guess your direction. Okay, you use the buy market button. Well done, mate. That's the fastest way to get into that trade. Okay, well done. Now, guys, note that the S&P 500, guys, is struggling. Okay, struggling to trigger its reversals. Okay, now again, there's no reason, no surprises here, guys. Draw your Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. Okay, and look at this. You can see this candle here is gapped onto the 50 fib. That means the buyers are like, yeah, we're not ready yet. We're not literally not ready yet. Nath, you've had a cracker. Mate, I say well done to you, mate, because I know that that's probably really good fun, mate. So well done to you, mate. You deserve the profit. Yes, Diane, I trust he's had a ball. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's just see, guys, let's just see what we can get. So we've had a turn of the hour. Now, normally, if this is a really powerful turn on the hour, it's going to go a long way. Guys, if the S&P doesn't agree with the NASDAQ, we're going to get that short-term impulse move, which creates some really good profit. But we need the S&P to agree, guys, if we're going to get a larger move. Okay, we need them to agree with each other. At this stage, FDAX, no additional trades for you. All right, now, again, depending on how you trade, guys, many of the FDAX traders are over their goals, guys, which is obviously always a good way to finish. You guys have had... You guys have had a number of cracks at this. Guys, you had a number of cracks at this. And there was actually 2 cracks in here, but we'll just leave that like that. So the FDAX, guys, after a ridiculous sell down, actually, some of the FDAX traders went short off this one here. Sorry, some of the FDAX traders did go short, which is fine. After a ridiculous sell down, guys, these guys are probably just going to go and chill out now. Let me just have a look here. Perfect. So that's when the FDAX started all the way up here at record highs, and it just got demolished. So what did we say earlier, guys and girls? We said we're looking for long range shorts and short range longs. As it turns out, guys, we've just done our best. What have we got? Another great session. Who takes LTR tomorrow night? Carlene. Tomorrow night, it's young Cody out of Bali on the LTR, and he'll do an amazing job. For those of you that may or may not be aware, Fred from the US is going to be taking your weekly coaching, guys, in the month of March. So he's going to be doing all 4 Wednesdays in March. Guys, we had a number of people actually say, hey, Lockie, Fred's got a really cool way of pulling the market apart. So he's actually going to come and do the coaching for you guys for 4 weeks in a row on a Wednesday night, just to make sure that you get Fred's perspective on the world and Lockie's perspective, so you can find your favorite perspective. Again, some people will say Lockie's really bad, so we want Fred, and that's okay, guys. I don't take it personally. Just, not being rude, it does give me more time to trade. Right? So I will come in and have a look. Yeah, Kay, exactly right. That's one of the reasons we're doing it, guys, is Fred's going to record those coaching sessions for you. We'll put them in the members area, guys, in Fred's coaching library. He's very, very good at what he does. Okay, so again, guys, I think it's really important that as much as we're all trading the same thing, I think it's really smart to get someone else's opinion on the same thing, because he'll have a different way of saying the same thing. And as a result, you may learn better, because you may learn better from a slightly different angle, which is brilliant. Now, anyone that's long on the NASDAQ, okay, I know I've got some long range longers on. So if you are long range, long trading, if these buyers do decide to move the market up, it's going to go a long way. As the flip side of that, for the lower delta traders, you guys are already 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Guys, just up here is 100. So that's $500 per contract. Understanding you have no risk on this trade. So most importantly, guys, if your stop is at -1, your risk to reward ratio now, guys, your risk to reward ratio is 100 times in your favor. You've got 1 ticket risk and you're going for 100. It's just cruised through the 100 tick target just then. Now, guys, we could turn and go a lot further here. So if you are holding for long range targets, guys, on the turn of the hour, again, if we close beyond those 76 fibs, guys, and we start to go into a little bit of price discovery, that black diamond, guys, look, here come the institutional traders now. They're basically saying, yep, the sell's over. I'm starting to gather some confidence. I wouldn't use these black deltas up here, guys, as a brand new entry point. If we do close over these 76s, then we're going to pick up a lovely trade anyway, guys, and it's going to go a long way. So I do have people that are still long, which is fantastic, guys. So I'm going to give you a Fibonacci target, please. Okay, so I'll give you a Fibonacci target. Okay, you want to watch this level here as a potential giddy up. That is your risk control point, even for the super sophisticated traders. All right, so guys, let's watch for the touch of the bottom arrow here. So watch for the touch of the bottom arrow. You can see, as you can see the instos, you can see the bank orders coming into the market here. Okay, you know what they're doing. Okay, they're turning the market. So for those that are long from down the bottom, this is really good news. Watch for the touch of this black arrow here. Okay, there's your touch of the black arrow. Okay, so again, guys, if I was cheeky on the NASDAQ and I had 3 or 4 contracts running, I'd knock 1 contract out at the bottom arrow. I'd knock another contract out at the second arrow, and then I would try and run it long to counter Fibonacci's, which is a long way from here. It's a long way. So anyone who's long, I want you to hold long, please. I want you to hold long. We've got quite a few people long. Okay, long. Okay, good. All right, so hold long. Okay, I've given you a really sexy interim target. Okay, let me give you a really sexy long range target. Okay, everyone that got 20 ticks is like, damn it, I wish I was still long. Oh, fancy that. Okay, look at that. Boom, boom. And I'd suggest the gap. Mathematically, it's going to go there, mathematically. But I would suggest pop. So again, three targets. Just hold on one tick, guys, if I can. Okay, all right, let's go. So long range NASDAQ traders, if you picked up this delta all the way down here, guys, you're already 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30. That's 140, 140 ticks. All right, our daily KPI is 20. So if you guys are sitting at the profit sitting up around 140-ish, then please make sure you lock in a big chunk of profit. Terry, you're at 155 and still running. That's huge, mate. That's okay. Now, the key point for the Nazi, guys, key point for the Nazi is we can support can the NASDAQ close beyond these 76 pips? Oh dear, we know what they're thinking. We know what they're thinking. So at this stage, those that waited for the turn of the hour, you saw why we did that. Waited for the turn of the hour, waited for the sellers to burn out of steam. I said to everybody here, we are not joining the sellers because the leading candle's not a strong candle. We're going to wait for the buyers to take over, and then we're going to hold on to them for as long as we can. Guys, are up to 15 minutes is normally when these guys start mucking around going, I think we've done the run. So at this stage, guys, we were picked up on the 805 or 605 candles. So that's actually 15 minutes worth of trading already. So if you are wanting to, guys, again, lock in a big chunk of profit, guys, lock in a big chunk of profit. Again, we're at a very, very key point on the chart. Okay, very key point on the chart. There is going to be a Fibonacci coming back against you, which looks like this. Okay, so again, let's have a look. Right, I still think they're going to go to the second arrow, but I might be wrong. Here comes more institutional buy. Yeah, Ahmed, last contract. Come on, baby, keep going. That is a huge candle, guys, on the S&P 500. Okay, huge candle on the S&P. It's a monster candle on the NASDAQ. It's actually a re-entry long on the NASDAQ for those people that can hold the risk. Right, so the NASDAQ has actually given us a very, very strong, guys, it's an ABC long. Now, again, guys, it's more fun. It's more fun to go long all the way down the bottom. And then when you get complimentary, look where it's going. Come on, make me look like I know what I'm doing, please. Go and touch the little tip of the black arrow. You've gone within one tick of that. That is not fair. Last contract, Ahmed, well done, 150. Huge, mate, huge trade. Okay, huge trade. Terry, you're out at 168 on the last contract. That's an awesome trade. Debraj, 150. Wow, you guys are killing it. Okay, well done. Well done, well done. Now, the trick is we just got to come back and do it tomorrow. And then the next day, and then the next day. Keep doing it. I think FDAX, I'm going to park you guys. Most of the FDAX traders are way over their goals. And this is where trading can romance you into misbehaving. Guys, it can, yeah. Terrence, you've killed it, mate. That's a huge trade. 160 is $800 US just on one contract. So, mate, I reckon you're happily over $1,000 US for the day. And guys and girls, that is professional trading. If Terry can come and average $1,000 a day, guys, again, for about 2 hours work, mate, I'd say good on you. It's been a really fun night. Well done all. Andy, awesome, mate. I will see you tomorrow. Guys, now the NASDAQ, guys, just to make me look like I know what I'm doing, has got to go one tick higher and touch my arrow. Come on. Come on, you know you want to go up. Now, mind you, that 50 fib might decide I'm wrong. Let me just double check I'm correct here. We've gone within one tick. We've gone within, well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Off you go, please. No, the line is there. All right, not that it's a competition, but NASDAQ, you will go and touch my black line just to make sure that our mathematics is on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's like 59 seconds. Now, if I was long, oh, hello. If I was long on the NASDAQ, guys, doesn't matter how good you are, please, please, please lock in a massive chunk of profit. Ahmed, 150 times 4 for the session. Ooh. Mark, you got 20 on the first delta, 20 and 126, mate. That is a trade, mate. That is a trade. Well done. So guys, for the NASDAQ for YouTube today, what's the trade of the day? What's the trade of the day? Look, guys, I reckon the trade of the day, I reckon we're going to pick on that Delta V2 right there. I think we'll pick on that one there. Yeah, I can't have 7 trades of the day, mate. Otherwise, the video goes for too long. I've only got 60 seconds. Now, guys, have I got anyone that's still long? Anyone still long? Because we've gone to the first arrow, gone to the second arrow. Normally, it goes to the third arrow. Okay, normally it goes here. Again, the gap is very strong. Greg, you're still long. Oh, mate. This will be another Ford Ranger. This will be another Ford Ranger. Yeah, well, what I mate, you're long on the S&P. It's stunning, mate. That -3 rated static bar reversal right there. As we know, the S&P likes to maximize its profit, right? So 1, 2, 3. That's the rule of 3. That's a big chunk of profit. NASDAQ has done the same. So there's our candle. So again, 1, 2, 3. Actually, the NASDAQ has extended beyond its normal trading range. As normally, the NASDAQ will go to the tip of that arrow there. All right. So the NASDAQ is making me look okay today. Let's see if it can make me look a little bit better. Come on, go up there, please. FTX, you're picking up more trades, but I'm just going to be careful with you guys. You've had a massive day. Like, what I don't want to do is romance you into another trade. I don't want to romance you into another trade, and then you give some of your daily profit back when you're way over your daily goal. Right? So again, the daily goal on FTX is 5 to 10 points. We're way over that. It's way, 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 way over that. So Tim is parked for the day. Okay, so well done, mate. That's brilliant. V2 Delta, Tim. V2 on NASDAQ has been amazing today. Now, guys, that big candle there is a really strong candle. Again, this one here. So I said to everyone, if you can hold the risk, you can go long. Guys, note these 2 institutional orders came in and just pumped us. So I say awesome. I reckon the trade of the day has got to be the run of deltas, right? Run of deltas on this candle right there. That's our trade of the day. Tiny risk, massive potential reward, and it's done exactly what we're expecting it to do. Okay, that one there is so sexy. Okay. Now, guys, what are we at? So 6:22, so around about 2.5 minutes. I'll turn the camera back on because FTX, we're not going to get any more trades. And when I turn that camera on, I think it's going to be over the top of the FTX. Our FTX traders, guys, probably belted the market today, which is very exciting. I've had a good day myself. Nice. So currently sitting at $339.19 US per contract. So that's good, guys. I've had a good trading week this week, so I'm going to come back tomorrow and try and do it again. That'll be the plan. Goal is, guys, to get everyone up to $1,000 per week, and then get you up to $1,000 per day. And then if we can get everyone in the trading room on $1,000 per day, guys, then brilliant. It doesn't matter if it takes 4 or 5 months, guys, or 6 months. Doesn't matter. If you're happy with 200 or 300 US, then be happy with that. If you want a little bit more, we've done okay tonight. Nice, we've done okay. And I still want them to come and touch this, which I have a stinking suspicion they're going to. Now I'll grab that camera, guys. I'll grab that camera. Now, in a perfect world, it will turn back on. If Zoom is not playing the game, it will not. It doesn't like turning on and off. So let me see if I can turn it on, guys. It may not want to turn back on again. If so, it's there's no locking. so that's the way it goes. Sometimes Zoom goes, because I'm running so many charts and so much data. Sometimes Zoom gets a little bit angry and doesn't play the game. So Nasdaq goes. I'm expecting the Nasdaq to go and touch that line there. So I'm expecting it to go and touch that line. There won't be any more trades. There won't be any more trades on the Nasdaq at this stage. Go on. 35 seconds. Go and touch my line. All right. So that is, guys, that touch of that line, that is the, like, for the intermediate to advanced traders, that is one of your long range targets just taken out. That's a big trade for those that have done that. Big trade. Arlen, my camera doesn't want to turn back on again. So I am waving at you, but of course it doesn't want to play.
I believe you.
Brand new, super fast laptop, one of the fastest gaming laptops in the world, and it doesn't like me, but that's okay. So, Arlen, we said the markets were angry. We got a massive meltdown on the European market. Huge meltdown on the Nasdaq, so we had to be very, very careful and wait for sound entries. That little black line that we've got there on the Nasdaq, that is our long-range profit target for the reversal that we took all the way down the bottom here on the Nasdaq. All of these reversals, it's a massive trade. We've had a very, very big day, and I've still got Greg, guys in Australia, who's long on the S&P 500 from that -3 rated static bar reversal, and that's looking very sexy at this point in time. So, Arlen, over to you. Thank you again for having us.
Thank you so much for doing this live trading room. So everyone who's watching us on other platforms such as YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, guys, if you sign up through our website to the live trading room, you can be part of the chat, part of the discussions, ask Lachlan some questions as well. And to everyone who's watching, first of all, really, really good job for today. It looks like you have been up to quite a lot. Lachlan, thank you so much for another great live trading room. And here at the Trading Pit, we will see you again next Thursday. And the rest of the team, live trading room every day as usual.
Thank you, Arlen. That's awesome. So, guys, thank you for having me wherever you are in the world. I hope you learned something. Guys, if you're allowed to take a trade today, I hope it's gone well. There's some big traders, guys, today with some big results. Also, there's a negative trade there, guys, on NASDAQ, depending on how you roll with your stops. But suffice to say, it's all ended up being really, really good. So I'll see everyone in the LTR tomorrow for those samurai traders out there. And Arlen, we'll see you next week.